there's a lot of news about the Trump cabinet. It is filling out. Some names that we can tell you today. Lieutenant General Michael Flynn for the National Security Advisor. He has been, we can tell you that that is officially happening. And then Jeff Sessions, the senator from Alabama, former Attorney General of Alabama for Attorney General. And finally, Mike Pompeo, representative, is going to be the head of the CIA appointee. Pompeo, who is a Republican representative from Kansas, the graphic we will throw up right now, which also makes me want to throw up. He co-authored the 48-page Benghazi addendum that not even the Trey Gowdy would put his name on. He opposed the Iran deal. He received $80,000 from Koch Industries and its employees, which is more than anyone else received that year in 2010. He then, in 2012, authored the op-ed Stop Harassing the Koch brothers. Wow. Here is what he had to say about Edward Snowden on C-SPAN.
Count, it's absolutely the case that we have not been able to secure all the American information that we needed to, and that we've had the traitor Edward Snowden steal that information. He should be brought back from Russia and given due process, and I think the proper outcome would be that he would be given a death sentence for having put friends of mine, friends of yours who serve in the military today at enormous risk because of the information he stole and then released to foreign powers.
So that gives you yet another piece of evidence that what appear to be smart people can be awfully dangerous. So, I mean, look, a guy went to great schools. He did Georgetown, Virginia Tech, Harvard Law School, editor at the Harvard Law Review, no joke. That is a hell of a position to get. Graduated first in his class at West Point. Ooh. No joke, okay? And he thinks Edward Snowden should be executed. So, look.
And you wonder why he wouldn't come back.
Yeah. And then they always say, why won't he come back?
Why won't he come back?
Yeah. So, look, these guys are dangerous. So, and I think Barack Obama has a responsibility here. Knowing that Mike Pompeo is going to run the CIA. I mean, what won't he do to get Edward Snowden back? What won't he do to do more mass surveillance on innocent American citizens? Because they think that that's what we need to do to keep us safe, right? So,
what will he do on interrogation? I mean,
oh yeah, Katie bar the door, right? That's an old school saying. All right, now. One small thing that's important, mass surveillance affects us all, etc. But on Snowden and Chelsea Manning, Barack Obama, you've got 2 months left. You've got to pardon them. If you don't pardon them, God knows what's going to happen to them. Trump's certainly going to keep him in prison for, Manning in prison for the rest of his term. And now they're saying they might execute Snowden if they somehow get their hands on him. If they think he should be executed, could they do a old school spy operation inside of Russia and execute him there?
They don't even have to do a spy operation now that Putin and Trump are so close. It wouldn't.
And Putin might just hand him over.
Exactly.
That's right. For God's sake, pardon them.
I mean, you gave Robert Redford a Presidential Medal of Freedom yesterday. You can pardon Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden.
Look, those guys, of course, Pompeo says, he's in no way a whistleblower. Wait a minute. Federal judges have said, yes, the information that he released showed wrongdoing by the government, and he tried to move it up the chain of command, and they're like, yeah, get out of here. No, we're not going to release that to the public. Are you insane? Why would we do that? So a judge has said, yes, the American government was breaking the law. Yes, he revealed that. That is a whistleblower by definition. For God's sake, you've got 2 months. I know you're so worried about your legacy. What will Republicans and Fox News think of me? You've got to pardon Snowden and Manning. Manning revealed that we killed journalists and first responders in the Apache helicopter video, let alone all the other things that he revealed about the wrong things that our American government was doing, that we had lowered the casualty counts. The list goes on and on. But that helicopter video was a direct case where we killed people we shouldn't have killed, including journalists and first responders. The people who killed them never saw a day in jail. The person who revealed that the American government had done that, a classic whistleblower, is right now in jail, sentenced for decades. You've got to pardon them before these monsters take over.
Again, this is the exact same thing, right? So Trump comes in, everybody gets afraid. Oh shit, he might do the exact same thing that Barack Obama did. He might use the Espionage Act to actually prosecute guys who are exposing war crimes inside our government, but what Barack Obama, instead of what he's supposed to be doing, which is prosecuting the people committing war crimes. Barack Obama did the exact opposite, which is what people are afraid Trump is going to do. He's been fucking doing it for 8 years, and nobody's been saying shit. Barack Obama puts half the left to sleep, as you can see. Right now, we don't have habeas corpus. He's going to leave office, Barack Obama, and he's going to hand that to President Trump. Right now. That's your great leader, right? So right now we're living in a surveillance state because Barack Obama did it, and so did Hillary Clinton. The Democrats did this, but now there's an ugly face on it, and everybody's afraid. Okay, Barack. You know why? Hey, by the way, this guy that he's going to put in. Pompeo, we're talking about right now, he is for waterboarding. He is for torture. And you know why he's allowed to say that right now? Because Barack Obama didn't prosecute the people who committed torture in our government on purpose. He didn't prosecute those people. And so now guys like Trump is going to appoint someone who's going to do more torturing and going to do more war crimes. And that's because of Barack Obama. But now everybody's afraid that Trump might do what? The exact same thing Barack Obama's been doing.
But Jimmy, again, you're wrong because
I'm wrong about what?
Because it's not the exact same thing.
He tortured Chelsea Manning. They tortured him.
Okay.
Did they not torture Chelsea Manning?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay. All
and
right.
there should have been prosecution of that. And
So,
I'm the guy.
so
but
that's
I'm the
okay?
guy who put that forward in the first place, Jimmy. On that stuff, we agree.
No,
but
so-
is it worse to have Edward Snowden hiding in Russia? That's terrible. Is it bad to prosecute a whistleblower like that? Yes, that's terrible. Is it worse to execute him? Yes, it's worse. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die. Yes, that's worse. And you can criticize Obama and at the same time think that these guys are worse. I don't know why that's such
I think
a problem to
I'm
understand
not
logically.
disagreeing with you that these guys might be a little worse. I'm
well,
not
if they
disagreeing
kill
with
Snowden, they'll be a lot worse for Snowden. and so look, and it's not just case of Snowden and Manning. Pompeo wrote an addendum to a Benghazi investigation they did in the House. The Republicans in the House did the investigation and said, "Oops, they didn't. The Obama and Secretary Clinton didn't do anything wrong. We tried, we looked, and we looked, and we looked, and we couldn't find anything. They didn't do anything wrong. In fact, they had 9 of those investigations. All 9 concluded no wrongdoing. Those were Republicans. But Pompeo was not on board. He wrote a 48-page addendum along with another Republican, Jim Jordan. Even Trey Gowdy, the lead investigator, would not sign on to it. He's like, no, I don't want any part of that, right? It was filled with conspiracy theories, none of which had any evidence. And talking about, oh, yeah, I think that they had bad intent and they were going to do this and they were trying to undermine us and yada, yada. But there's no freaking evidence for it. You could only get one other Republican out of all the litany of lunatic Republicans in the House, one other Republican to sign on to your addendum. Okay, now that guy is in charge of the CIA. So now that he has access to all the information, he can just cherry pick. He can come in and go, oh, well, I already knew they didn't do it because we did 9 investigations, couldn't find anything, right? Okay, but now I'm going to take this thing here and I'm going to take that thing here. You think that they won't use that against the Clintons, against the Democrats, and you think that they won't lock her up? So, I mean, I don't know where this goes, but when you put a guy who believes in these conspiracy theories that he can't even get other crazy Republicans to agree with, who has no connection to evidence, and you put him as the head of the CIA, what won't he do? So, by the way, the establishment, to Jimmy's point, is now talking about maybe Obama should make sure to pardon Clinton on his way out, because God knows what he'll do. Okay, you want to pardon Clinton? All right, I don't know.
You can't really pardon Clinton.
You can't pardon Clinton for something that she's not even charged with, right? But you can pardon Snowden and Manning. But the establishment doesn't care about those guys. They don't have any power. They're throwaways. But Clinton is their beloved Clinton. They see her every day in the cocktail parties. So,
and the other thing that you have to know is he'll be the head of the CIA. Jim Jordan is going to be maybe running the Freedom Caucus of the House. He's on the House Oversight Committee. He's on the Judiciary Committee. So the two of them, they said 2 people signed on to it, Jim Jordan and Mike Pompeo. Well, Jim Jordan's a pretty good guy for the head of the CIA to have on the Hill to do his dirty work on the Hill. So that's how it works, folks. And this is why, but this is the kind of person you're going to get. You know, you're not going to get anything far different from Mike Pompeo named to this
yeah, because
spot.
Look, all these guys who complain about it, they're anti-Mexican, they're anti-Muslim, they're in favor of torture. That's what Trump is. That's why we got these guys. That's what you voted for. So if you're America, you voted for that. So you shouldn't be surprised you get it. But one more important thing about Pompeo. He wrote an op-ed in 2016 that we should walk away from the Iran deal. So he is in favor of, look, if you don't have peace, you have war, right? You tear up the peace deal with Iran. And by the way, we took away their nuclear energy program. Then they would go back to their nuclear energy program. And then what would we do? We would bomb them. So now the head of the CIA can't wait for war with Iran. If we start that war with Iran, you thought Iraq was bad. You ain't seen Pandora's box yet. That's over in Iran. And these guys can't wait to open that box. And I like the extra little sprinkle on top that he works for the Koch brothers. Because all the donors got to get paid off, right?
He is from Kansas, and they do quite a bit of business there. And but that's good for Democrats too. Open Senate seat in Alabama and an open House seat in Kansas.
Oh, I bet we'll be right on it. You know what though? We should run a couple of corporate Democrats. I bet they'll get some Republican votes there.
How are you going to win without money? You got to have the corporate Democrats. How are you going to win without money?
You're not going to win with money in those seats.
So it seems to me I feel good now in a sense. Again, silver lining. The left seems to have been woken up. So the left is now woken up to the horrible shit our government's been doing all along, and they've been asleep to it for 8 years, if not longer. And so now we're awake to it, just like I said we would be, and now we are. And as much as we disagree on some things, we all can agree on opposing horrible shit. And now we don't have to fight half our own party to oppose it, which is fantastic.
Can't agree with that.
What's that?
Can't agree with that.
I can't let go of the Koch brothers thing. Pompeo wrote that we should be, quote, begging entrepreneurs to look for new opportunities. Well, Mike, you did. You begged them to look for new opportunities, and you got that opportunity now. I hope you're happy. I thought Trump was against corruption. That's funny. I know what you're thinking about the mainstream media.
Had enough. It's going to stop.
You know who's going to stop it? You are. You create the Young Turks, independent media. You power us. TYTnetwork.com/join. Be the revolution.